The one-page chart you get for free is really just the cover, not the book. A Kundali is never one chart. It is 16. A deep reading goes down beneath that cover. 16 floors, each opening a different room of the life. Today we make that descent. The top floor, D1, the Rashi chart. This is the body, the map of the whole life. In Raja's chart, the lagna is Sima and the lagna-lord Sun sits in the 7th house. The 12 bhavas are framed from the lagna. The first is the self, the 4th the home, the 7th partnership, the 10th karma. The whole reading rests on this frame. The other 15 charts only inspect it more closely. Now we walk all 12 bhavas from the lagna. A deep reading weighs each house against where its lord sits. First the body, second wealth and family, third drive, fourth home and mother, fifth intellect and children, sixth illness and enemies, seventh the partner, eighth longevity, ninth dharma and fortune, 10th karma and career, 11th gains, 12th loss and moksha. In Raja's chart, Mars sits in its own sign in the 9th, strength to fortune and dharma. Jupiter in the 11th house of gains. The real grip comes from adding each lord's placement. Even an empty house speaks through its lord. Now the most important question: which planet is strong, which weak? In Raja's chart, Saturn is exalted in Tula, very powerful. Mars is in its own sign, Mesha, strong. But Mercury, Jupiter, and the nodes Rahu Ketu are retrograde. A retrograde planet works inward, like a reconsideration. And Venus here is the Atma Karaka, the highest degree planet, the significator of the soul. Without reading strength, no reading is complete. Strength is not just exalted versus debilitated. A deep reading scores every planet 6 ways, called Shadbala. Positional, how it sits in its sign. Directional, whether it faces its right direction. Temporal, whether time favors it. Motional, its speed, where a retrograde planet earns a distinct weight. Natural, its innate force. And aspectual, the gaze of other planets. Add the 6 and you learn which planet can truly keep its promise. In Raja's chart, Saturn, exalted in Tula in the 3rd, scores high positional strength. Mars in its own Mesha in the 9th holds a strong base, and retrograde Mercury and Jupiter gain motional strength. No planet called strong or weak without measuring it. A deep reading hunts for yogas. A Raja Yoga forms when the lords of a Kendra and a trine join. A Dhana Yoga when the lords of the 2nd, 5th, 9th and 11th combine. In Raja's chart, Venus and Rahu sit in the 5th house. The 5th is a trine, the house of intelligence and fortune. This is only the method. The real yogas are counted in your own chart, not guessed. Now we descend. The first deep floor, D9, the navamsa. The navamsa is the chart of marriage and dharma, but more than that, it reveals the true strength of the planets. The navamsa is built by splitting each sign into 9. A planet that holds the same sign in D9 as in D1 is Vargotama, the strongest of all. In Raja's chart, Venus is Vargotama in Dhanu, and the Lagna's own navamsa is also Dhanu, a strong sign. Deeper still, D10, the dasamsa. This is the floor of karma and profession. By splitting each sign into 10, this layer shows how your career, your standing, your public life will run. The 10th house in D1 tells of karma. D10 magnifies that same theme in fine detail. Here we invent no placement. We honestly show which domain this layer magnifies. The deepest floor, D60, the shashtiamsa. Here each sign divides into 60 fine parts, the finest print. Tradition holds that this layer reaches down to the subtle karma of past lives, which is why an exact birth time matters most for it. This is the depth where even two nearly identical charts separate. This is what depth means. The deep reading. Until now, everything was static. The chart does not move. But life runs in time, and that timing layer is the Vimshottari dasha. Each planet gets a span of years, one after another. For Raj, the dashas began with Saturn, and right now, the Rahu Mahadasha runs from 2025 to 2043. The dasha decides which part of the static chart is awake now. Now all the layers together. D1 gives the frame of life, D9 the true strength of the planets, D10 the karma, D60 the fine karma, and the dasha, the timing of events. This is the real power of a deep Kundali. The free single chart points a direction, but 16 layers and the dashas together form one honest, deep picture. No fear, no false promise. Just your chart read in full depth. Want your own chart read at this depth? 16 vagas, planetary strength, yogas and dashas, all in one report? Open Kundlit's deep Kundali from the first link below. Honest, no fear. And to first build your free birth chart, use the second link.